Good morning, people. This is the TBK podcast. I'm your host, David. I'm here today with LL. And yeah, we just got to chop this thing up right about now. We've just seen what I think is safe to call an absolute demolition take place in Texas. What do you think?
Man, you know what? Yeah, like, man, I don't know if Callum froze, if like, man, I don't even know what to say. I swear down, I'm absolutely flabbergasted. Like, I did not expect that. Like I said, Canelo's my guy, innit? Canelo's my guy, yeah? Mm-hmm. But I thought Callum was going to present a bit more of a puzzle than that. And it's like, they came out the first round and, Canelo, he just kind of felt him out a little bit, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Some of the commentators gave that first round to Smith. To be honest, I gave it to Canelo. Like, initially, I gave it to Canelo, but then they made me kind of doubt my decision in giving it to Canelo. So I thought, all right, then cool, let's see what happens. Yeah. And then it's like, Canelo was he's just sticking it all over him, man. And I just thought, like, Callum, he saw Canelo's, Canelo's reflexes. He couldn't navigate around Canelo's defense, and he just closed up. He wasn't confident in throwing, because every time he threw, there was a chance he was going to get his head knocked off. Yeah. And to be honest, Liam done a lot better.
I mean, yeah. Other than the fact that he never went the full 12, yeah, he was a lot more game.
Yeah, like man, you know what? Yeah, I honestly expected more of a fight than that from Callum. I expected much more. I kind of felt like, when I saw everyone saying, Canelo's going to knock him out and Canelo's going to do this and do that, I thought to myself, you know what? Although Canelo's my guy, I feel like the world doesn't know about Callum Smith yet. Yeah, that's how I kind of felt, and I thought like Callum Smith was actually going to turn up, but I don't know, man. It's like he left his ass in the in the changing rooms. I don't know what that was.
He did, but thankfully he never left his chin there too.
Mate, it's like he was just so scared to throw. It's like he was scared to get knocked out. And as the rounds was going on, Canelo was just happy to just beat on his arms. He was just beat on his arms because it was breaking him down regardless. Like, the power was just crazy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The power was crazy. Canelo looked sharp. He looked menacing. He was just marching forward. He had no respect whatsoever for Callum Smith. Like, he showed him zero respect. Callum Smith could not take the initiative at all. Like, and when he tried, it's like, Canelo just caught it on the gloves, or simply just, he just simply made Callum miss. He just made him miss. And yeah.
I think it's safe to say that there was absolutely nothing that indicated what his game plan was.
There was nothing.
No,
there was nothing.
I mean, he staged. He was short, but then as he was boxing short, he was boxing right in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And I think my thing was, the moment I saw him throwing punches, I thought, okay, he's feeling out the situation. But then the same, if you can call it venom, the same venom that I saw him throwing punches with was what stayed throughout, and it really. I mean, I don't know what effect it could have had. And when you look at the people that Callum Smith's beaten, especially if you just go by the time, just look at when he won the WBSS. He won that competition comprehensively, and dethroning George Groves was just the icing on the cake, and he done a number on George Groves. To see this happen, I mean, all it did for me really was cement Canelo's place in, it just cemented his greatness.
Yeah,
it just cemented his greatness.
There's a difference between being really good and being world class. Like, there's levels to this, man. Canelo just showed Smith that there is levels to this.
Yeah, he just said, you know what, you've been in with world class, you've been in with good even. This is elite. Yeah. This is elite, and it was something that was discussed in the pre-fight. It was we were discussing that this is probably the first genuine world-class super middleweight Canelo's fighting against, but this is the first elite fighter that Callum was fighting against. And I guess in the end, like,
he knew it. You can see.
Flawed.
Yeah, you can see, like, midway through that fight, Callum realized he was in over his head. Yeah. You can see it, and it's all over his face. Yeah. He thought, like, you can see he thought, fucking hell, like, just, I'm not winning this. No. And even like in the 12th round, he started looking up at the clock, and I'm like shouting at my phone, like, listen, bro, like, you're not winning. Why are you looking at the clock? Bro. Like, he was just so negative. Like, the negative behavior was just, oh man, I feel so, like, disgusted. I don't want to say disgusted, because I don't want to disparage Callum Smith, but that was just Seller. What have you got anything that you want to add to this?
Bro, I was listening to like an interview the other day when Chris Eubank Jr. said that Canelo is just a better version of John Ryder. Chris Eubank Jr. said that it would be easy, and I thought the same thing, and I'm not surprised because Callum Smith doesn't use his height well enough. And I knew someone like that, you don't beat Canelo. If you don't have a decent jab, then you won't trouble Canelo. Because what Callum Smith does well is that he does the check hook well. So he'll counter off the jab and he does the check hook, but he doesn't have a decent jab himself. So I knew that with Canelo's head movement, it would be easy for him. So I wasn't surprised, to be honest.
I hear what you're saying there, you know, so they're completely, but you know, Sergio Moro said it at the end of the fight, and it was one of the highlights prior to the fight. This guy is renowned for the amount of jabs he throws. Like he got completely a jabber got completely out jabbed by the smaller guy.
By a smaller guy,
significantly smaller.
And what Callum does as well, he does more of a catch and shoot.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like he does more of a catch and shoot, and it's like it was telegraphed all night. Like Canelo saw it all night. Like you can see, like they've watched the tapes. You know what I mean? They've seen him fight George Groves. They've watched the tapes, and it was like that was never ever a threat to Canelo at all. Never. Like I can recount Callum maybe catching Canelo with like a good shot maybe 3 times in the fight. I wouldn't even say a good. I say decent. You know what I mean? Considering the fact that he wasn't actually hitting him.
No. You know what? I can't agree with that. He actually hit him with more than a few good shots. The problem is one. He never had enough authority on his work, because if he had any authority on what it was that he was doing, I mean, let's be honest, Canelo's got a granite chin, and from your getting hit flush by GGG, there's not many people that are really going to wobble you anyway. But you know, he got hit enough times. The problem is that he couldn't fend him off, and once Canelo got into him, he drove him backwards every single time.
I felt like he tried to fight a fight that he's not known for fighting. It's almost like he tried to fight on the back foot, and do you know what I mean, keep it long. But Callum Smith, the fights that I've seen of him, I've seen him stalking his opponents. Yeah,
but we established that he got out jabbed. I also think he just got out-stalked and didn't know what to do. I honestly think his key weapons were taken away from him, and he tried to rely on instinct more than anything, because his best weapons just weren't enough.
You know, there's been talks of, you know, various fighters who, you know, the fans would like to match Canelo up against. You know, we're talking about Triple G versus Canelo 3. You know, Triple G fought the night before. We're talking about, you know, Charlo, you know, Andrade, he was there as well. But the one that I want to talk about is Errol Spence Jr., because there's been talk about Errol Spence moving up to 160 and Canelo moving down to 160 and them fighting. And to be honest, that version of Canelo that I saw tonight is all wrong for Errol Spence, I personally feel. I think Canelo would knock Errol Spence out.
Yeah, I don't think Errol Spence has a chance. What it is that Errol's got good boxing skills, but I feel like Errol Spence stays too long in the pocket, and I think that Canelo, with this head movement as well, I don't think Errol Spence will be able to counter that really, and I think that's easy. I don't think Spence will get knocked out, because I think Spence's chin is pretty good. I think he'll be it.
Spence is getting knocked out, mate. Spence, listen, I'm saying it now. I'm going to say it now on this podcast, If Errol Spence and Canelo fight, Canelo is going to knock out Errol Spence. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying it's a decision, but I don't think I think it'll be similar to what happened today, basically. But I don't think. So I think Errol's chin is good, but that's about it, really. I don't think Errol Spence will put a dent in Canelo. I think Canelo's a legit man. We have to give man his stripes.
So look, my take on that is Errol Spence 100% gets knocked out. Let's not mess about. Let's not mess about here right now.
Let's not mess about, man. Let's not rap, man. Seriously.
Like at the end of the day,
Charlo stands a better chance. Charlo stands a better chance.
Let me tell you something right now.
Got the best opportunity to beat.
Right, they have, but sorry, Sailor, not like that, but they have. However, I'll say this: let them guys focus on Triple G. Let them guys focus on Triple G. Leave Canelo alone right now. Leave him alone. Let Canelo decide what he wants to do. Don't bother calling him out nothing. Just let him decide what he wants to do. Talk to Triple G. Do you know what I mean? Because then that gives you a gauge on what you can handle in terms of a powerful jab, a supposed certified knockout puncher. Deal with that first, because Canelo is a level.
He's different.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, look, unfortunately, let's not get too caught up in what we saw tonight, because we didn't really see what we know, especially as UK fighter fans. We didn't see what we know of Callum Smith. We didn't see nothing of the sort. But
listen, that whole thing there about we know Callum Smith. Forget that. Canelo made Callum Smith look the way how Callum Smith looked tonight. That Callum Smith looked the way how he looked tonight due to Canelo's brilliance. 100%. Like the way this guy moves, he looks so relaxed and just so comfortable, and then all of a sudden he just snaps, bang.
Well,
and
if you go to the pre-fight podcast, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, and I apologize to both of you for that. Actually, if you go to the pre-fight podcast, I said if he can take a shot to his chin